Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to look at the difference between monolithic architecture and microservices architecture. Monolithic architecture has been there for quite a long time, but in the recent past the microservices architecture has gained more prominence. So let's look at the difference between these two architectures. Monolithic architecture is built as one large system and is usually one code base. So here when you are telling about monolithic architecture, it is one large system. So irrespective of how many functionalities or how many services we have, everything will be coded in one single code base. Microservices architecture is built as small independent modules based on business functionality. That means in microservice architecture, you will divide that complete application into multiple services based on the business functionality. And each of those services will be created as different projects. So you have a different module for each of those services. Monolithic architecture is not easy to scale based on demand. You still have to replicate the complete application and that will cost you more, whereas in microservice architecture it is easy to scale based on demand. That is because if let us say if you have multiple microservices and one or two of those microservices are being used widely, so in that case you can only replicate those microservices, and in this way you can save your resources as well. And that's why microservice architecture is easy to scale on demand. Monolithic architecture has one complete code base and all the complete application uses single database, whereas in microservice architecture, as we have seen, we create multiple microservices and each microservices will be created as a separate project and it is its own module. And for each project it will have its own database. So in that case you are not going to use the shared database, it will be a separate database for each project. Large code base makes IDE slow and build time gets increased. And let us say if you have only one line change, then to build that code it will take a lot of time because it will build the complete application. Whereas in microservice architecture, each project is independent and small in size. So overall build and development time gets decreased. This is because if you have a change in any particular service, then you change that service and you build it. So you don't have to build the complete microservice or the complete application again. It is extremely difficult to change the technology or language or framework in the monolithic architecture because everything is tightly coupled and depends on each other. So whatever is done, it has to be done at the starting of the project itself. Once you have started the project, everything will remain the same. You cannot change language or framework or technology. While in microservices, it is easy to change technology or framework or language because every module and project is independent. So let us say in one microservice you want to use a different language, or let us say all your microservices are created in Java, but for one microservice you want to create it in Python. So you can create a separate microservice which uses only Python and you can call that service whenever it is required. If you like this video, do like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel.